Davis, the founder and president of the Internet Accountability Project and former law clerk to Justice Neil Gorsuch. Gentlemen, great to have you in. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We're average Americans. We do our banking. You know, the FBI asked Bank of America for records of hundreds of innocent people. Let's get this. They may or may not have been at the Capitol. It led to 0 arrests, those bank records. No problem. No problem. But if you are House GOP members looking for, you know, suspicious activity reports from a bank, there is stonewalling by this administration. First to you, Joseph, because you represent so many people that were there. This bothers a lot of people, and it should.
That is correct. It should bother everybody. It's Bank of America, it's Apple, it's Google, it's the big tech and big bank conglomerate. American citizens have a reasonable expectation of privacy against warrantless government intrusion. Unfortunately, the Biden administration has treated anybody who went to the Capitol on January 6th as a member of a sub-constitutional class. This is a very unfortunate development. I'm glad that these things are coming to light, but it's also a very scary time for us. Congress needs to take definitive action to expose this and to shut this down. Otherwise, the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution does not matter anymore.
I mean, I think you could make a case based on what we've seen so far from some of these cases involving the January 6th defendants or what's happened to some of the people that have worked. John Eastman comes to mind. There is really little belief that the Fourth Amendment pertains to these investigations dealing with January 6th. Also on the same topic of the weaponization of the government, Congressman Matt Gaetz is calling for a probe into Hillary Clinton now after what we learned from the Durham report. Here's what Gaetz tweeted. The Clintons had a team of people at the FBI running interference for them to avoid criminal culpability, not dissimilar to what we see with the Biden crime family today. These matters absolutely warrant additional exposure and review. And Mike, you know, going back and reading the Durham report a few times, it's not lost on me, and I think it's not lost on a lot of Americans, just how intimate the relationship was between Hillary Clinton and the Department of Justice, but yet still, you know, that story has completely gone away in most of the media. No one's talking about this anymore. But Congressman Gaetz is correct, is he not?
He is absolutely correct. Remember, it was FBI Director James Comey, FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, FBI Senior Counterintelligence Official Peter Strzok. They all colluded with Hillary Clinton's campaign, and President Obama, Vice President Biden, the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, the Attorney General, CIA Director, they all colluded to concoct this Russian collusion hoax, this crossfire hurricane investigation on Trump to cover up the facts that Hillary Clinton had an illegal home server that was almost certainly hacked by foreign governments, and this home server had evidence of the Clinton Foundation's pay-for-play scheme.
And, you know, former President Donald Trump also truthing about, you know, the Durham report, which exonerates him, talking about the FBI offering British spy Christopher Steele, the former spy, $1 million to frame him, you know, talking about how they spied on his campaign, bribing people, then they go after me. And you know, people see this now, and, you know, the Durham report confirms Trump claims Steele was offered $1 million. When people at the top are allowed to do this and are allowed to remain free, it just really, it sours Americans, Attorney McBride. I mean, there seems to be something here that something's got to stick with this.
Something does got to stick. I think what we need to do collectively as American people is open up the door to Democrats at large and to say, hey, listen, this is probably not what you believe, and it's probably not what you voted for. But now that we know that the truth is out there, now that we know all of this is real, are you willing to come over? Are you willing to be reasonable? And are you willing to set aside your political candidates who are by and large criminals and look to what is best for this country? Proffer a reasonable candidate or vote for the Republican nominee, because right now the Democrats who are in power, they're no different than a Cosa Nostra crime boss from Brooklyn. It's just what it is.
And Joseph, I think you're absolutely right. There's probably a lot of Democrats right now that are terrified by what's happened, knowing that unless this is cleaned up, unless significant changes are made, this could happen to them. It could be done the other way around. That is why we have these rules, these norms in place to prevent this stuff from happening. But of course, there's no concern about that from so many folks. It would be nice, though, if more Democrats had the bravery to stand up and call this out for what it is.
Would be.
Gentlemen, great to see you both. Joseph McBride, Mike Davis, great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. And